Welcome to MTN Outdoors.
Hey everyone, John Riley here once again filling in for Andy Curtis. Now, since it's St. Patrick's Day this week, our company bylaws actually mandate that any fill-in host for this show has to be, quote, super Irish, which I believe I qualify for since I've got the last name of Riley and I can do the accent pretty well, I think. But more importantly, I'm here with Montana's most famous Irishman, Thomas Francis Marr. Nice horse. Speaking of horses, on this episode, we speak with two young skijoring stars. We also meet with a man who survived alone on top of a Wyoming mountain for 4 days this winter, and sit down with the superintendent of Glacier National Park. But first, we'll start things right here at the Capitol regarding new shed hunting regulations. MTN Outdoors fan favorite Andy Curtis reports.
There are a lot of big decisions being made up here at the state capitol right now, but one bill being tossed around Helena at the moment could impose some pretty big consequences if you're caught trespassing while hunting for one of these. House Bill 548, introduced by Representative Jill Cohenhauer, would potentially up the penalty for trespassing on private or FWP managed property like Sun River WMA during restricted dates, while shed hunting from a misdemeanor to criminal trespassing. That could result in a hefty fine or even jail time. Cohenhauer told me with the price hunters could sell antlers for right now, more enforcement is needed.
The numbers are $16 to $19 a pound. A lot of people in a misdemeanor trespass, they're okay with that, right? It makes them money. So we want to make sure that that ethical behavior for all hunters on all lands is taken care of within our code.
And jail time might not even be the biggest penalty in this new bill.
To be able to take away the hunting and fishing license. That's a really good deterrent.
That's right. Another set of teeth in HB 548 is the possibility of losing your hunting, fishing, or trapping privileges here in Montana for up to 24 months. But Cohenhauer told me this bill is aimed at stopping those repeat offenders and not your typical hunter or hiker.
So it allows for a judge or, a law enforcement officer to basically deal with the situation as it is. In most cases, what we've seen out on the land with our farming and ranching folks is that they have already told people to get off multiple times. And so they already have seen this guy, they know it. By the time they are calling law enforcement in to take care of this, basically they've already told them multiple times.
She's not alone in her thinking. This bill is getting some support from conservation groups as well.
We think it's a great bill. We've been hearing from a lot of outdoor recreationists, hunters, landowners that this is becoming a problem. And from our perspective, this is about protecting not only the public resource. At that time of year when folks are doing that, for the most part, we should be leaving wildlife alone to kind of restock their supplies after a long, hard winter. The other problem, obviously, is the private property rights. We should never be trampling on someone's private property rights. And when we're trespassing to get sheds, as fun as it is to shed hunt, we are violating someone's personal property. And so we feel like this is good for both the resource as well as for landowners.
Now, the bill has passed the Montana House and is awaiting action in the Montana Senate. To follow along with everything that's going on up here at the Capitol, check out our website. Reporting in Helena, Andy Curtis, MTN News.
I think anybody would have probably done the same thing as me.
It's been 3 weeks since David Madsen was rushed by air to Billings from the frigid peaks of Wyoming's mountains.
When I came in, my hands were black like my feet.
He did a lot of things that helped keep him in a decent condition when he arrived to us.
But his story of survival is as chilling as his stay on top of a peak of the Bighorn Mountains.
And I thought, well, I'm going to get out and get some sledding in this morning before it hits.
He ventured out Tuesday, February 21st alone for a day of recreation. But little did he know a storm bringing temperatures of 50 degrees below zero was coming.
You couldn't see your hand right there.
He says all it took was an hour for that weather to massively change. And he says before he knew it, his sled was stuck.
I just didn't have the energy to dig out no more. I tried. It was really dumb how I was out there. I didn't have much survival gear or anything with me because I've been getting away with murder for all my life.
The freezing cold set in. 4 days and 3 nights passed. David using a Phillips screwdriver to build an ice cave as a way to protect himself from the howling wind.
By that time in my mind, I knew I lost my legs. I knew there was no problem about me knowing that.
He was in so much pain and became so miserable. He contemplated taking his life.
again. Trust me, I was in that much pain where it would have been a wonderful thing.
By Friday, divine intervention. David was visited by two heroes, two snowmobilers, who were able to find him buried in the snow just in the nick of time.
I kind of went like this with my shield, and I said, "Are you guys for real? Are you there? Or is this another mirage?" You know, I thought it was another. He goes, "No, we're really here." And I said, "Oh my God," and I just broke down.
The team at St. Vincent says it's a miracle he even survived, doing so by eating snow and a Baby Ruth candy bar he found in his glove box.
You know, he was able to keep himself hydrated, as he talked about. He was able to find that candy bar to give him a little bit of energy to get through that last little push.
He came back from those Wyoming mountains a changed man, a survivor. Now with a new mission for living life.
Next thing I'm going to do next winter is go right back up to that mountain after they get a lot of snow, and I'm going to go up and down that mountain and spin out all over it, but not during a storm and not without somebody with me.
I connected with Glacier National Park Superintendent Dave Romer as the busy season inches closer and closer.
It is part of our mission to welcome people to the park and to protect these park resources for future generations. So there's a little bit of a balancing act there.
It's going to be another busy summer at Glacier National Park in northwest Montana, with more than 3 million people expected to visit.
Being popular, having a lot of people want to come to Glacier, I understand why, is one of our challenges here. It's a big one.
Glacier National Park Superintendent Dave Romer says 5 of the busiest seasons ever recorded at the park have all come since 2017. To help manage the crowds, a vehicle reservation pilot program was implemented in 2021.
People tell us they don't want to come to a Disneyland type experience. They want a national park experience.
Along with going to the Sun Road and the North Fork, vehicle reservations will also be required this summer on the east side of the park at Mini Glacier and Two Medicine. Romer says Mini Glacier was shut down 57 times last summer due to congestion.
We want to be able to protect the experience in those valleys. Two Medicine, like the North Fork, are meant to be kind of quieter, more tranquil, rural, slower, not jammed with people.
I asked Romer about concerns from some northwest Montana residents saying the vehicle reservation system has locked them out of the park. He says the pilot program is still a work in progress.
I think there will be changes to the system, and we want to get away from piloting each year to involving the public in decision making for a more permanent solution to it.
Romer says last year's fire season in the park was relatively mild despite the Quartz fire burning close to 2,000 acres. He says some wildfire is vital and healthy for the park's landscape.
It was very well behaved. It was good for the park to have that fire. So I'd love to keep them like that. But you know, we know that this is a landscape that welcomes fire, that needs fire. It's going to happen. So we just want to staff up with our partner agencies and be ready to respond to it.
Romer says a goal of his is to further relations with the Blackfeet and Confederated Salish and Kootenai tribes through co-stewardships. This includes reintroducing bison into Glacier National Park.
The near certainty in the future of bringing bison, wild bison, back into the landscape. It's one of the projects that excites me the most. I can't wait for it. And Glacier National Park stands ready to support the Blackfeet Nation in having wild bison back on the landscape.
Romer says that partnership has already started as park officials begin undertaking bison impact studies in East Glacier.
Assess the current condition of the grasslands and non-native plants, getting a baseline so that when bison are back on the landscape where they belong, we'll be able to monitor and measure that change too.
Romer says he's excited to help lead Glacier into the future.
We want to welcome people to the crown of the continent. We also want the resources, the scenic wonder, the wildlife, the wilderness, all of that to be protected and still be there for generations to come.
In West Glacier, Sean Wells, MTN News.
Coming up after the break, it's time for some competition with Bitterroot Winter Special Olympics and skijoring. But first, it's time for some trivia. There are a couple places to find wild horses in Montana. Where is the largest herd of wild horses in the Treasure State? That answer coming up after the break.
We now return to MTN Outdoors.
Welcome back. Do you know where the largest herd of wild horses in Montana resides? About 50 miles south of Billings is the Pryor Mountains Wild Horse Range. The area is federally protected and home to around 170 horses. The animals are direct descendants of the horses brought to America by Spanish explorers. You may have heard of the old saying, hold on to your horses. Well, 2 Livingston teens are doing just that and excelling in the sport of skijoring. MTN's Charlie Kleps reports.
I'm Charlie Kleps here in Red Lodge, and this chaos behind me is called skijoring. It's a unique sport combining horseback riding with skiing. And while it may be unfamiliar to you and me, for one set of Livingston sisters, they've been doing it for longer than they can remember.
No matter how far you look, you won't find many high school girls doing this.
Dig, 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 there's your time, Fiona and Phoebe Alverson.
But for Fiona and Phoebe Alverson, this is just another weekend.
I honestly don't remember much from the first event because I was really young, but I just remember like as we kept going to like more and more and like meeting new people, it was just like super fun.
The Alverson sisters found the sport of skijoring long ago when they were both less than 10 years old.
We were really young, competing against only adults. Like I don't think there was another kid at the event.
Now, nearly a decade later, they still compete together and have climbed the ranks of the skijoring world.
But when we moved up to novice, we were the only kids in novice. They literally had to make the exception for us to go novice.
17-year-old Fiona typically rides the horse, while her younger sister Phoebe holds onto the rope and skis behind her. A team that is unique not just because of their ages.
There aren't really any other sibling duos that compete with each other anymore. So it is pretty cool just kind of being like, okay, we have this inner thing that we can do together.
And for their father, Dennis, he's thankful for the opportunities this unique sport has given his daughters.
They've developed this confidence where I don't think I could have given them that confidence anywhere else or in any other atmosphere.
While it may just be a sport for some, skijoring means a whole lot more to the Alversons. And they say it's fun to look back at how far they've come.
We've been doing this for so much longer than it feels like, and just kind of our growth through it has been pretty cool.
In Red Lodge, Charlie Kleps, MTN News.
It's a spectacular day here at Lost Trail Powder Mountain because the Bitterroot Winter Special Olympics are back after a 3-year hiatus. Athletes from all around western Montana came to compete in cross-country skiing, downhill skiing and snowboarding, and snowshoeing. Athletes, organizers, and volunteers all share a similar love and enthusiasm for the event.
It's beautiful.
Ran fast, have fun.
Euphoric. People, smiles everywhere.
Groovy, tubey, hunky-dory, and very blessed.
To make the day even more exciting, it was also the Bitterroot Winter Special Olympics' 40th birthday. On this milestone, Bitterroot Winter Special Olympics founder Randy shared,
I couldn't keep the tears from rolling down my face. I mean, the thing that is really cool is to have watched some of these athletes barely be able to ski or walk on skis. Now they've evolved to downhill skiing, and their social skills have improved. They've got friends that they always come back and look for, so it's got lots of rewards in many areas other than just on the snow.
It's the joy that brings people back year after year.
This is about my 5th year, 6 years, something like that, and I won't quit.
The athletes got to stand victorious on the podium and left with a ribbon or medal. To join in on the fun, you can call 406-363-3028. In Sula, Emily Brown, MTN News.
These Targhee ewes are how Montana Wool and Sheep Company are overcoming an ever-changing industry. On a frigid Friday in the Montana winter near Greenfield, you'll find Tracy Rader working her flock.
We raise Targhee sheep. They were developed by the U.S. Sheep Experiment Station in 1939 in Du Bois in Idaho and released for the Intermountain West. They are specifically developed for Montana, Idaho, Wyoming, the Dakotas. Hey girls.
She may be on her own today, but matriarch of the Montana Wool and Sheep Company, isn't alone.
It's 100% a family operation. I just happen to be the one home today. Both my husband and son are professional sheep shearers. Brent is also the state extension specialist. Ben is shearing sheep professionally, and our daughter Caroline is a senior down at MSU in ag economics.
The COVID-19 pandemic put inordinate strain on producers, and the Raiders feeling the pressures of a changing economy.
We do three things here. We sell genetics. We raise rams. We raise 40 to 50 rams a year for fellow producers. We raise replacement yearling ewes, and then we have our wool made into blankets, and then we sell lamb through Central Avenue Meats. So for us, that has really carried us through the value added portion of it. But for producers that are just selling a commodity, it's really been tough. We can have multinational corporations make our products, and we can be a captive audience, or we can pull ourselves up from our bootstraps and start making our own products again.
The price per pound on a clean weight basis for wool is 2.5% down from last year, foreshadowing a tough year as regional wooler houses are full. But they're bringing back American ingenuity.
The take-home message is it's time. We're either going to do this, or we are going to be, captive to outside forces, controlling our lives and our economy.
For Tracy, she hopes that the wool blankets are her retirement, but inspiring other producers to test the status quo is the way forward for the industry.
For young people out there, if you have not been involved with agriculture and you really would like to do something, get out of the office, build America, help to build America and have a job, partner with a producer that has the knowledge, but you might be the one that makes the product.
Montana Wool and Sheep Company is creating a path to the future. In Greenfield, Ryan Gamboa, MTN News.
Coming up after the break, Tanner Saul walks us through why animals used to be so big, and we'll meet the newest small additions to Zoo Montana.
We now return to MTN Outdoors.
Welcome back. Spring is baby season, and that's the case at Zoo Montana, where they're saying hello to the first ever Wolverines born at the zoo. MTN's Jackie Coffin introduces us to the adorable kits.
We have a really cool opportunity today coming into the Night House at Zoo Montana, where the Wolverine Amari is here with her two new kits, the newest members of Zoo Montana. They're just a couple weeks old, and we got to see them today.
What we decided to do is just kind of back away, let Mom Amari do her thing, and she's been a wonderful mom.
At Zoo Montana, there's a lot to celebrate.
First time Wolverines have ever been born at the zoo, so it's a big deal.
We're not gonna bother ya.
And for zoo guests strolling by, it was hard not to share in proud Dad Sid's excitement.
Love the Wolverine.
He's the coolest so far today.
And it's a big deal in the zoo world. Unfortunately, you don't see many Wolverines being born in zoological parks, and so to be one of the few that were successful this year, it's an honor.
Zoo Montana welcomed the two kits in January, but had to keep the news tight-lipped.
A lot of times Wolverine babies in zoological parks don't make it over the 2 to 3 week hump. So we wanted to make sure that they were safe and that they were healthy as well.
Why Wolverines don't reproduce well in captivity is a mystery.
Oh, I know, I'm sorry.
To watch these baby Wolverines and how fast they grow has been remarkable.
Wolverines are native to Montana, but are elusive and rarely seen in the wild. There are only an estimated 300 in the United States. The ones here at Zoo Montana actually come from halfway around the world. Mom Amari is from Finland, Dad Sid is from Sweden. The two are part of a European breeding program called the Species Survival Program, targeting conservation.
Basically, this is a program for breeding to ensure genetic diversity. So if and when we need to release wild animal populations back into the wild, we can do so with a genetically viable line of animals.
Now, there's only one piece missing, and Ewalt says that will be up to the community.
So the next step is naming them. A lot of people want us to do a naming contest, so that's probably where we'll go.
In Billings, Jackie Coffin, MTN News.
Welcome to the world of giants. This is a sea scorpion that existed 400 million years ago that was over 8 feet tall. Its relatives we see today like crabs, lobsters, and spiders are far smaller. Today we can still see giants though, like elephants and whales, but long before them, every animal seemed to be the heavyweight champion of its time. Although massive animals still exist today, prehistorically there were far more animals of gigantic proportions. Ancient atmospheres had higher concentrations of oxygen. According to Arizona State University, around 300 million years ago, oxygen levels peaked around 31%. That's compared to 21% oxygen in our atmosphere today. It turns out that when there's more oxygen in the air, animals can develop more efficient respiratory systems, enabling them to grow bigger, faster, and stronger. But it's not just about the environment. It also takes time. It took about 25 million years for the first mammals to reach a ton in weight. And it also has to be at the right time. According to a 2016 study published in the journal PLOS ONE, giganticism depends on the environment to be just right for a creature to grow to gigantic proportions. The better the food, the faster and bigger they would grow. Most enormous creatures are herbivores, releasing lots of energy as heat during digestion. Big herbivores like elephants are basically walking breweries, producing lots of heat during digestion. They're also great at retaining body heat because they have a lot of volume compared to their skin surface. This is actually why they stay relatively hairless and cool themselves off with mud baths. Sauropod dinosaurs, which are the largest dinosaurs ever, have air sacs along their skeleton like modern birds. These air sacs help them dissipate heat from their massive bodies and kept their bones light, yet strong enough to support their weight. This allowed them to grow to enormous sizes without collapsing in on themselves. Dinosaurs seem to be the first thought when we imagine gigantic prehistoric creatures, but at one point there were sloths bigger than cars, seagull-sized dragonflies, and even rodents towering at 10 feet high. And you're likely thankful we don't see those today. But amazingly, we can still view the largest creature to ever exist in history: blue whales. A creature the size of 40 elephants. As we're just beginning to understand the reasons for their size, it is becoming apparent their giganticism is tied closely to two things: their choice of prey, krill, and the coincidence of their evolution with a global increase in the upwelling of nutrient-rich water from the depths of the ocean. As we continue to learn more about these magnificent creatures, who knows what other secrets of the world of giants we may uncover. In Missoula, Tanner Saul, MTN News.
Well, that's going to wrap things up this week for MTN Outdoors. And remember, send in those pictures of you outdoors for the brag board when Andy gets back. I'm John Riley with my co-host, Thomas Francis Marr. Have a good one. I'll catch you next time.
MTN, Montana's news leader.